Hey Scorpios, welcome to your love reading for the month of July. We're going to connect here and see what's going on for Scorpio sun, moon, and rising in the area of love for July. As always, the information of the deck that I am using is in the description of the video. And we are going to go ahead and see what is happening for Scorpio in the month of July. As I'm connecting with your energy, Scorpio, I feel something is happening in terms of like a forgiveness. But I think that for a lot of you, this has to deal with somebody that's been blocking you or blocking your love life in some way. It could be that you're finally clearing out an energy that has been getting in the way of a relationship progressing or manifesting a new partner. It just feels like something really significant is clearing for you guys in terms of something from a past life, contract or agreement. But we'll see what the cards have to say. And I'm going to also pull a love message for you guys from a different deck after we see what's coming up in the month. Sure enough, guys. Ooh, I just got chills. I just got chills. So we're starting off here with Six of Cups, okay? Six of Cups can sometimes be like somebody is stuck in the past or they're romanticizing the past. But another meaning of Six of Cups often is somebody from the past returning, or a desire, somebody desires to reconcile with you or to, come into a situation of forgiveness. We are coming into Mercury Retrograde, guys. Mercury Retrograde does have a tendency to, the cat will drag something in with Mercury Retrograde. People have a tendency of reappearing. Exes have a tendency of trying to come back in. And so there's someone who's feeling bad, Scorpio, about the way in which they have wronged you. And I know already there's people commenting right now about like, Scorpio, you're a narcissist, and Scorpio, you're the one that wronged me, and this and this and this and that. Okay. Guys, not all Scorpios are evil or heartless like the Scorpio that you encountered. And so this is a message for Scorpio. And so some of you are dealing with someone who's coming back and they feel bad for the way in which they have wronged you. The one thing about Scorpio that people don't realize is that even though Scorpio has this tendency of being somebody who can be very cold or cut somebody off or vindictive, it takes a lot to get a Scorpio there. It takes a whole lot to get Scorpio there. And so this reading is more so for you high vibrational Scorpios, those of you who've been on the up and up, those of you who've been doing your soul work, those of you who've been working on yourselves, and you have gotten hurt along the way. I feel that whoever this person is that's resurfacing is somebody that ghosted you or made you feel cut off. Like, you kind of feel like they dropped you. Even if they didn't ghost you, you kind of feel like they kind of dropped you out of nowhere, or they snubbed you in some way. And so this person's coming back around, trying to extend an olive branch and trying to make their way back in. And we've got Four of Swords. Okay, so you, Scorpio, might not be in the energy where you're like super excited about hearing from this person. You might feel like, oh Lord, I need a minute. I don't even know if I want to respond. I don't know if I want to deal with this person. I don't know if I want to connect with them. I feel this is someone that put you through a lot emotionally, mentally, spiritually. A lot of the times with Four of Swords, it's a card for me that indicates that there's like this mentally exhausted, mentally and emotionally exhausted, someone that took a lot out of you. This person who's resurfacing, some of you it's a romantic partner or somebody that you were trying to have a relationship with, but I feel there's a good majority of you, maybe like 50-50, that this is actually like a parent or a family member who left you high and dry at some point, or wasn't around much, and that betrayal has made it very difficult for you to have relationships, or you've been finding that you've like been in this cycle where you've been encountering a lot of partners that are very much like this person that let you down. And so for a lot of you, there's some kind of separation, some kind of estrangement, and this person is resurfacing, and they're wanting to clear the air, they're wanting to apologize, they're maybe wanting to be a part of your life again. I feel for the majority of you, this is like you're just in this energy where you're like, you know what? Like, we'll talk, and I'm just gonna take this as a situation of closure and healing and moving on, but I don't want to have this person in my life again. The hurt this person has caused, or the damage this person has caused, has maybe you feel in some way slowed you down in your love life tremendously, where you kind of feel like you've been blocked for a really long time, or you've had these relationships where you haven't been able to quite move forward, and there's been a lot of frustration. And so whatever happened between you and this person has been blocking you. It's been blocking you a long time. For some of you, like I said, it's a family member or a parent that goes way back into your childhood. So something really significant is about to be kicked up for you, Scorpio. Something really significant is about to be unearthed. Many of you are going to be in the energy where you're kind of tempted to ignore it or not deal with it. But what I'm hearing and feeling is that if you don't, it's going to end up being a tower moment, and it doesn't have to be a tower moment. And as unpleasant as it might be to have to revisit this person or these situations, if you weren't ready for it, it wouldn't be happening now. It's being unearthed, it's being revealed, it's coming up now because you're finally ready to release it. You're finally ready to release it. A lot of you are going to be experiencing like a very, very deep, like generational healing. This is even like breaking out of a generational curse, or like a family curse or a block for many of you. Some of you, this is a very specific thing, very specific thing. But you guys know, those of you who watch my videos, I have a rule: if I hear it, I have to say it. I feel for some of you, you're actually facing this person in court. Something could be happening where someone took your rights in some way, in a criminal way, and they're being held accountable in a court of law. Sometimes Four of Swords for me, not just for me, but in general in tarot, Four of Swords is actually a card that can sometimes indicate like somebody in jail or somebody going to jail. So there's actually going to be some of you that I feel like you're going to have a chance to put somebody behind bars. And you may struggle with it for a little bit, because even though you know that what happened shouldn't have happened, and even though you're in this place where you don't want to have this person in your life, there might be this part of you that's like, man, but do I really want to, do this? Do I really want to be the one that's going to have this damning information, or go or testify and really be like the smoking gun in the situation, be the nail in the coffin, so to speak, in this person's coffin? It might be a very hard decision for some of you to make, and you might have to relive some very hurtful memories in that process. But again, if you weren't ready for it, it wouldn't be coming up now. It's coming up now because you're ready. You're ready to address it. You're ready to deal with it. You're ready to release it. You're ready to stand up and make a statement to the universe that this is behavior that you simply will not tolerate. Okay? Some of you are going to be experiencing this desire to end things with a person once and for all. Some of you are having to make a decision. It's like some of you are having this thing come up where you have a relationship where it's really starting to move forward and you're planning a life with this person, but there's this energy of like just certain friends or family that you're having to cut off because they're toxic. For some of you, you have to support a partner as they're doing this. Like, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you don't have the toxic friends and family. Maybe it's more so them. And they're having to cut certain people off to focus on the relationship with you. You need to be gentle with this person, because Four of Swords lets us know that, like, this is exhausting for them. It's taking a lot out of them. And if you get into this frustrated energy where you're like, oh my god, like, just snap out of it, and why are you feeling sorry for them, and they're so terrible, and you try to, like, you know, show them or give them examples of why they shouldn't feel bad, this is going to be too overwhelming for that person, Scorpio. So just, you know, you're going to have to be a gentle support here. Next, we have Page of Cups. All right. This is really awesome because I feel like what is happening with this person resurfacing, this conversation, for some of you even like this separation, what it's going to end up doing is, as you're clearing out this energy, is opening up the heart chakra. It's opening up the heart chakra, and you're going to be experiencing, or you're going to begin to be on the road of experiencing a lot deeper emotional intimacy. Okay, some of you are going to have a really those of you who've had a dry spell for a very long time where there just really hasn't been anybody, because some of you Scorpios have had situations where, like, you've dated but nothing's really stuck. That's changing. Some of you are in the situation where you've just been single for a long time and there hasn't been anyone. There just simply hasn't been anyone. And Page of Cups, sometimes for me in a reading, you know, I call it like the appetizer. You know, just somebody who's coming in to break the fast. Somebody who's coming in to kind of whet the appetite a little bit, or get you ready for something more significant. Some people are like, no, I don't want that. I don't want to have like a fling, or I don't want to have a temporary person. I just want to, you know, have my person, and that's going to be my person, and I don't want to date around. You can't do that. You can't. It's like sitting in a car and being like, well, I want to go to Disneyland, but you know, I want to get there immediately. I just want to put my foot on the pedal and I want to be from where I am to Disneyland right away. Even if it were physically possible to make this happen, even if we had some kind of science that could make that happen, you're probably going to experience some kind of whiplash, right? The car builds gradually. The car can't go from 0 to 60 in a second, right? You can't transport that kind of distance in a second, right? We have to move gradually. Our body can't handle it physically. Our body can't handle to like go at lightning speed. And it's the same with the heart. You know, if you've had a dry spell for a really long time, you need to have somebody that's coming in and easing you back in. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to go through a long series of dating a bunch of different people, but you do need to have a little bit of a dry spell breaker. And so a lot of you are going to be having this come in. Don't be quick to snub your nose at it. Don't be quick to be like, nope, not going to do it because I know they're not my forever person. We need to practice being open to receive, right? And Page of Cups for me in my readings is about the heart opening up and you know, getting to the energy of receiving. So you need to open up and be okay with this. Be okay with this. I'm not sure why. Again, this is a very specific thing, and this is something that I'm hearing as I'm relaying the messages. Some of you are reconnecting with like a high school crush, or like a you know, high school sweetheart energy. I do feel some of you are connecting with someone either from high school or from childhood, where there's like a rekindling, and even though you know you might not be ending up with this person, there's a very strong energy of you know, you and this person are helping to open up each other's heart. You and this person are helping each other kind of practice getting comfortable with emotional intimacy, and that's really the doorway that's opening up to this greater love. Those of you who are in an existing relationship, you may be discovering certain things about your partner's childhood or their youthful or younger years that have been very formative for them, and some kind of a block that they're having to release or to move past. And then, oh gosh, I love this, guys. I love this. I love this. I love this. You have Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles, we traditionally see this as like a new energy, new opportunity card, right? And we associate it with money because it's a pentacle card. So some of you are going to be starting a new job, or working in a new capacity in which you're going to be meeting a significant person. Like it's going to be bringing in a love interest for you. That can sometimes be a meaning when you have Ace of Pentacles come up in a love reading in a very literal way. But again, those of you who watch my videos and you know, Ace of Pentacles has a very, very special meaning for me. Over the years in my readings and being able to have my clients come back, I'm able to kind of track what has happened between the readings. And what I've seen is that a lot of the times with Ace of Pentacles, it comes up when somebody's about to break out of a long-lasting block. Long-lasting block. And again, it could be confirming what was coming in the beginning of the reading, breaking out of a generational curse. When Ace of Pentacles comes up, it's letting me know that whatever was stuck, whatever was in the way is being removed, right? And for some of you, you're facing this person one-on-one. You're healing like that final heartbreak, so that you can really be open to the love that's coming in. You're gonna be going full steam ahead. So even though you're not gonna go, from 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds flat, you're gonna be like in a sports car energetically. You're gonna be moving towards it super, super fast. Like once you're unblocked, it's gonna move pretty quickly, right? But again, we need to be realistic. It's not gonna be instantaneously, but you might find and you might see that 4 to 6 months from now, you are in a committed relationship, or a current relationship has healed so much where it's better than anything you could even have dreamt of. Like you didn't even think that you could have a love life like that. So something really significant is being cleared here. Oh, and then we've got the Seven of Swords. So let's go ahead and pull clarifiers about the Seven of Swords. Because Seven of Swords for me is the sneaky Pete. This makes me feel like somebody might be coming along and trying to break you up with this new love that's coming in. But let's see. Why is Seven of Swords here? Why is Seven of Swords here? Why is Seven of Swords here? We got Ace of Swords. We've got Seven of Pentacles. And we've got Nine of Pentacles. This is funny, you guys. This is funny. So as you're clearing this energy, as you're coming into this new energy, and you're really starting to do the work on this new relationship, and you're getting invested, you're having somebody kind of show up out of nowhere that's been watching you for a while. Nine of Pentacles for me is sometimes like the secret admirer card. Somebody watching you from afar, somebody trying to figure out how to approach you. And once they see that you're doing well, and once they see that you're moving on with this new or healthier relationship, they're gonna resurface, and they're gonna try to pull you into a relationship with them. Okay. Seven of Swords though for me usually is like, you have to really, really be cautious, because Seven of Swords will tell you what you want to hear. So for some of you, you're moving on with this healthier love. You're moving on with this better relationship. You've stood up to them. You've told them, no, I don't want to be with you. You're done. You're healing. You're over it. You're moving on. But they might not be over it. And they may still trying to be resurfacing. And they may still trying to be like convincing you over time. Seven of Swords could also mean that some of you are being very cautious with this new love that's coming in, or like once you have healed and once you're getting out and you're in this new energy. You might find, Scorpio, that you're being more careful or more cautious about telling people where you're going or who you're hanging out with, or that you're even, dating, or that this new person has come into your life. I feel that some people, Scorpio, might be feeling like you are being sneaky in some way or secretive. And I know that us Scorpios can sometimes have a reputation for being that way anyway, right? But I just feel for a lot of you, the Seven of Swords is also an energy where you're being asked to just be cautious. People don't need to know. Okay, like you might be really excited about this relationship that's coming in, or these dating options that have come in. And some of you have like this thing where you're like, I don't want to jinx it. I don't need people to know. Okay, and this has come up in Scorpio's reading in the past. I think it was a few months ago. So it's kind of resurfacing again. And a lot of times when that happens, Spirit wants you to know that there's things that are happening behind the scenes that you might not be aware of, and just trying to confirm that this is going to happen. So Scorpio, a lot of you are gonna go, according to your friends and family anyway, go from single to taken, or making some really big life change or really big life move. It's gonna feel for them like it came out of nowhere. Like what the heck do you mean you're in a relationship, or what the heck do you mean you're getting married, or what the heck do you mean that you're moving in, or what do you mean you're having a kid, or like, because they're not gonna know a lot of the details. That's what's happening with you in your life, because you're focusing more on this person, this relationship. You're keeping it quiet, or keeping it between the two of you, and it's for your benefit. It's like you're clearing away the old karma, and then as the new people are coming in, you're not going around and you're not shouting that from the rooftops. You're not in this energy where you feel like everybody needs to know about it. And I do feel for many of you, again, this is a term that sometimes comes up for me in my readings. I call it like a spiritual or a symbolic rapture. And what I mean by that is that when this relationship's coming in with you and this partner, you're creating a life for yourself, and you're coming into this ascension, into this higher energy where it's completely and totally taking you away from the people and the places you've been hanging around with. For some of you, you're disconnecting from your friends and your family, and you're being taken into your partner's life, and you might be hanging out more so with their people, and then through that making your own friends, right? Having this new sense of soul family come in, and disconnecting. For other ones of you and your partner together might both be disconnecting from a lot of your old influences or associates, or associations, and you are getting into a new group or a new crowd together. So it's almost like you're going into this relationship, and then as far as a lot of friends or family are concerned, you're kind of just disappearing. You're being absorbed into somebody else's life, or you're creating a life with people that they don't know who these people are. They don't know where these people came from. Like, you're just, again, like you've been transplanted spiritually. You've been replanted somewhere else. You've been transplanted somewhere else. And it's just, you're done with the old energy. You're ascending into a higher vibrational existence. And so there's a very spiritual connection that's happening here. There's a lot of clearing that's happening here. This is really, really deep energy. So let's see what your message is here for you from your soulmate, whether or not you've met this person yet. What the Scorpio soulmate wants Scorpio to know. Alright, and so this deck does not have names for the cards. And again, I'll have the info of the deck in the description. But I invite you to look at the picture here and see what messages are jumping out at you. I will flip it over and read the message on the back. But what's kind of jumping out to me here is this person is trying to shield her from the cold. Like they're sharing this one blanket. Again, intimacy, right? I said that you guys were opening up to emotional intimacy. And there's this desire to shelter, to keep warm, to keep out of the cold, to keep out of the storm. Those dry branches or dead branches around them is like, you know, walking away from the fruitless things, walking away from the things that have past their time. Their time is over. And you guys are wandering off together, wandering out of the cold, you know, finding a place together, finding a place to get established and to get rooted, you know, to keep warm, to be together. And there's just such a sense of closeness here with, you know, sharing that cloak or that blanket. And it gives me also a sense or a feeling of kind of like royalty, right? Because that's like a very fancy looking cloak here. A lot of work, like high quality. So I also feel like whatever is happening here, you're coming into a more abundant energy, or you're aligning with more abundant people. And that the way that she's just glowing, there's this light, like it's bringing up the light from within you. You're shining. You're very bright. You're vibrating at a higher frequency, and there's just a lot of love and a lot of gentleness here. A lot of affection for one another, a lot of closeness, a lot of warmth. And again, just this feeling of we're going to go on this journey together. It's just me and you. It's just me and you, and we're going on this journey. And we're going to find out and figure out where we want to be and what we want to do. So it's very much like just kind of starting a fresh start with a person, right? Getting rid of any of the other influences. The message on the back is, love is a single soul that inhabits two bodies. Okay, so you're really going to feel at one with this person. I don't like to use the term other half because I don't believe that anybody is half of a person or half of a soul. I believe that we're already complete as we are. I prefer to use the term two peas in a pod. Okay, so that's like the person that's coming in for you. You're feeling this is it. This is my perfect match. I'm connecting with my perfect person, my perfect match. For some of you, before you're with that other, you know, match for you, this perfect match, you are having to face some dragon or some demon from the past that you are, you're slaying that dragon, you're slaying that monster, you're handling it, you're clearing the energy, you're clearing the air, right? And then your heart is opening up, and you might have then from that cycle, somebody from the past coming in and reconnecting. For some of you, you are going to full on reconnect with this person from the past. It will move into this energy, okay? But regardless of how it's coming in, it's going to depend on your journey, where you are on your healing path, where you are on your soul mission. But Scorpio, ultimately, this is where you're headed. Regardless of what action plan happens, regardless of which way it comes in, if the person from your past is your forever person, or if the person from your past is someone just opening up the heart chakra, this is where you're headed. So you need to be in faith that this is working out. All right, my darlings, be sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos too, because some weeks or some months those might resonate with you more, or they might add a little extra information. Now, if you would like a private reading, I'm more than happy to do that. If you go to the description in the video and go to the Calendly link, you can schedule a private reading with me. And guys, don't forget to watch your weekly forecasts. Those are really great because they're not just focusing on love or a love partner. It's focusing on you and your personal energy, your finances, your relationships with family, your spiritual development. So check out the weekly forecasts too. They're very, very helpful. I'm hoping you have a fabulous July, Scorpio. Take care.